Welcome back to Perfection Princess, the YouTube channel. My name is Leah, and here I share what I know from experience about manifestation, the law of attraction, law of assumption, reality creation, whatever you want to call it. I think it's all the same. And today I want to talk about you don't have to believe to manifest. You don't have to believe to manifest. You don't have to believe in your manifestation to manifest. Why not? Well, when people say, well, I have to believe in my manifestation, what they're practically saying is, I'm looking at my bank account and it says $5 and I want it to be $1 million. So now I have to believe that I have $1 million in my bank account, but it's saying 0 or 5 or 10 or whatever, everything but $1 million. So how are you going to believe it? This is something that my entire manifestation journey, no one could ever tell me. How am I supposed to believe something that I clearly don't see? How am I supposed to believe something that is clearly not true? Not on this plane of existence anyway. And the answer is you don't. You really don't. It's very hard. I mean, you can get to some point of manifesting experience by pretending to believe and by trying to believe and by by telling yourself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that you believe. But in the end, if your 3D physical eyes look out there and they still don't see the stuff that you really want, well, what are you going to do? You know, how are you going to get to that point where you believe something that clearly isn't true for you? And you won't. I can tell you that right now, you won't. Your 3D physical mind isn't designed to believe something that it doesn't see. Your 3D physical mind, your 3D physical eyes, they're designed to see what's right in front of them. And if it says $5 on your bank account, then that's what they're going to see, and that's what they're going to tell your brain, and that's what you're going to believe. And I think it's a definition problem, because people define a belief as something that is true. They say, oh, I believe in this, so I make this my truth. And it's very hard to make something your truth that is different from the truth you already have. So what you kind of have to do is transcend all of that. You have to go beyond belief, beyond thought, beyond emotion, and that's when it gets really freaking easy to manifest. And you can prove that to yourself right now. Because if you close your eyes and if you just imagine yourself dying for a moment, and don't worry, you're not going to die. Imagine everything falling away. The world, sounds, the planet, your body, your emotions, your thought, everything just kind of dissolves, falls away instantly. What is left? Something is left, because you're still here, right? And you're still imagining this going on. You can still see it happening in your mind. Even when nothing is there anymore, you're still aware of it. And that is who you really are. That awareness, that presence, that pure consciousness, that infinite, formless being, that is who you really are. And that is so far beyond thought and emotion and belief. So sitting here trying to believe something that your 3D physical eyes clearly just say, well, it's just not true. Why would you do that? Doesn't make sense to me. I think what makes a lot more sense is to understand who you really are, to go beyond, to transcend those concepts and to understand that those are only concepts in your mind. And then the real power isn't in what you believe. And then trying to change that belief to make something move out there. Sure, I mean, give it another go if you want to. I mean, you haven't been successful with that, right? And I think even people that say they changed their beliefs, I'm not denying that that's a real experience. I just don't think that it comes from 3D physical mind. I think it comes from transcending a former version of you and understanding, wait a minute, that's not even true. It's not something that is artificially done. It's a true understanding, wait a minute, I am this, not that. And you can go to that place right now. You can understand right now that you're not the thought, you're not the emotion, you're not the belief, you're not the manifestation, you're not the concepts, you're beyond all of it because you're the one that created it. Go to that place. That is the source of all creation. And from that place of understanding who you really are, and that nothing can ever be taken away from you, and that whatever you put your awareness on, because you are the awareness, right? So if you put your awareness on the thought, I have to make myself believe a truth that isn't currently true for me, because in trying to change your belief, that is what you're putting your awareness on, right? That's what you're focusing on, that is what you're imagining. In doing that, you're not putting your awareness on the reality that you want to create. You're putting it on a reality that you don't want to have and that you're trying to get rid of. And it's not going to happen, because in putting your awareness on the reality that you don't prefer, you're creating it over and over and over again. And then you start asking questions, well, why isn't this working? Manifestation is bullshit. And you start commenting on YouTube channels and blaming people for your misery, and all that time you could be focusing on the reality of your dreams and living the life of your dreams. And it's funny, because when you put your awareness on the thought, well, this doesn't work, guess what? You make your reality. You make it not work. If you put your awareness on the thought, well, manifestation is bullshit, it's gonna be bullshit. If you put your awareness on the thought, nothing is ever happening in my life, nothing is ever working out for me, why is nothing ever working out for me? You're creating that reality. And when you're then trying to change those thoughts with affirmations and visualizations and all that stuff, you're literally still putting your awareness on realities that you don't want. And the only thing that is going to manifest your dream life is you putting your awareness on the reality of your dreams. I am who I always wanted to be. I am living the life of my dreams. I am exactly who I always imagined myself to be. My SP loves me. I'm abundant. I am a millionaire. You putting your awareness on those thoughts is creating those realities. Well, not even creating, because they're already there. It seems like they're being created outside, but they're already there, because when you put your awareness on it, you put your awareness on that reality, literally. In that moment, it's true for you. It's the only thing that exists for you. And the only reason you might not be able to do this, because really you're always able to do this, you're God, nothing is blocking you. I discussed that on Instagram yesterday. The only reason why it might seem hard is because you're putting your awareness on other thoughts that say, well, this is hard. This is not working. I have to do this and this and this and this and that, and the other, and then that. And then it's been like 5 years and you haven't manifested anything. And then you're frustrated and you're putting your awareness on more realities where you don't have what you want. And then you tell yourself all sorts of stories. And I think it's time that you stop doing that. Stop being the person that you don't want to be anyway, by taking your awareness back, understanding who you are, going to that place within, and then from there, putting your awareness on exactly what you want. Make it the only reality. That is the only shift that is needed. And one exercise you can try, it's not really a technique, it's just another way of putting what I just said. How would that thought, I am living my dream life, feel if you didn't know any other reality, if you didn't even know any other thought, how would the thought, I am living my dream life, how would that feel? Go into that feeling. If you really 100% knew that was the only truth that ever existed, how would that feel? And I promise you, it feels different than what you're doing right now when you're affirming and visualizing. Because if it's not working out for you, then there's a part of you that keeps thinking, well, this isn't true. I have to make this true. I have to manifest. It's not here yet. All of those things that you're putting your awareness on still, let them go. And letting go isn't something like, it's not going to be gone. You're just not going to put your awareness on it anymore. So, your homework for today. When you go to sleep tonight, make your dream life the only reality. Just start trying to imagine, how would this feel if it actually was the only reality that ever existed, and kind of loosen that grip on all those other realities where you don't have your stuff. We don't want those anymore. We want to put our awareness on the reality where we already do have our stuff. And let me know how that worked out for you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.